Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Heroes of the Storm Stormgrounds Invitational. My name is Nature. Sorry for the slight delay we had there. Some slight issues, but we're ready to rock and roll at the moment. Fnatic versus Mouse Control. Fnatic on the red team. Mouse Control is going to be blue team. We're in the draft. It is going to be Dragonshire. Smaller map. Perhaps some more aggressive plays and so forth. And, well, there's not going to be a Zeratul in this one, and neither is there going to be a Leoric, and then, of course, Uther, Divine Storms, or, of course, the Invincibles are going to be pretty darn nice for whoever gets him in their team, and it is apparently going to be Mouse Control. Considering that Fnatic are the heavy fan favorites, I'd say here, I'm very eager to see what Mouse Control pulls out of their sleeve, because for them, it's not looking too good going into this match, because of course Fnatic are so strong and Mouse Control are considered to be slightly weaker than them. Johanna here, first pick for Fnatic, so they'll get that as their first warrior. Still looking for the second pick here, as they haven't quite decided on that one just yet. They still have, of course, a support open, assassin as well. But they do like to hold on to their assassins until the later stages of the draft. But here comes the caster's curse, I'm telling you. Oh, no. They haven't picked anything up just yet, so we'll wait and see what that's going to be. But in the meantime, we can talk a bit about the maps. So the first map is going to be Dragonshire. Second map is going to be Cursed Hollow. And then the third deciding map is going to be Battlefield of Eternity, should that one be needed. In the meantime, Kel'Thas picked up here for Fnatic, so should be good. Of course, the AoE control that Kel'Thas offers is very, very nice. And then also his damage output is not something to joke around with if you are on the opposing team. Mouse Control now looking for their two upcoming picks. Assassins are available, warriors are so too, but they cannot go for a Leoric since they banned themselves out in that regard. Zeratul not available either. Moradin is, of course, something we've seen every game so far this evening. So nothing too surprising right there. The Dwarf Toss and the Flash is something, and of course the Avatar as well is really a force to be reckoned with. So not too surprising that we tend to see him pretty much every game. Zagara is always nice, but there's certain teams that like to play Zagara, and there's others that don't really like to play Zagara. Jaina, of course, a very strong pick, since that wasn't quite banned out, but Jaina is a bit of a dangerous pick to go for in these stages, because the other team still has the opportunity to get some kind of a counter pick. They can really stick on to Jaina and survive while doing a lot of damage. So Fnatic is up for banning here. Let's see what they go for. Dragonshire is it's always nice to have a lot of lane control in Dragonshire, as it is with Vision. So Zagara is always an option, but as I said, there's teams that do like to play Zagara, and then there's teams that don't like to play Zagara. It's apparently going to be Tyrande, which is also a very viable option when it comes to banning. On the other side, Mouse Control now looking for their last ban alongside Leoric, and it is going to be Zagara in this regard. They don't want the vision control from the creep tumors, and they certainly do not want that lane dominance or the pushing in that regard on the other team, albeit their own team as well. Fnatic now looking for two more picks alongside Johanna and Kel'Thas. see what they decide to go for. So as I said, Dragonshire, smaller map, so they might want to, as I was saying, they might want to go for some crowd control, which Arthas is pretty good at dishing out. And Johanna and Arthas, the combo is very, very nice. Again, this double warrior composition we saw last game from Alternate, I believe, which is so very strong at dealing with pretty much anything you throw at it, except from perhaps a few exceptions. But Arthas and Johanna, some really strong crowd control, and then also some damage, some pretty good damage actually from Johanna as well. So we'll see how this one plays out. But Fnatic is looking for their second to last pick here, and we'll see how that one turns out. Going to be Rhaegar, of course. They haven't locked in a support just yet, but the healing surge is very nice to have, especially when, of course, you've got those tanks in the front line, which the warriors rather, which can, of course, take a bit of damage. But once Rhaegar is in the back line and dishing out the ancestral healing, he can really make sure that you don't kill those warriors, which is something that Mouse Control might want to do. So let's see what they pick up to do so. Anubarak picking up another warrior for themselves and Raynor, so they've got 2 assassins, 2 warriors, and 1 support. On the other side, Fnatic, maybe, I guess they're probably going to pick up another assassin as well. Raynor and Jaina, of course, good at staying back a bit. Kauthas, obviously, as well. But let's see what they pick up on top of this. A third warrior might be overkill. So that's why I suppose I think they will not pick a third warrior, and some extra damage is always nice. So let's see whether it is indeed going to be that second assassin here on Dragonshire. 6 more seconds remaining here in the time pool. And it is going to be Vala, again, the substitution for Jaina, as people do like to go for Jaina. But if she's not available, Vala is a very viable option indeed. So, very similar compositions here, actually. 2 warriors, 2 assassins. But not the same teams. So, we are going to see who is going to be the very second team, actually, to join Alternate in those semifinals later this evening. In just a couple of minutes, be right back, because the Stormgrounds Invitationals continue right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are on to the Nexus, and both of these teams are ready to rumble. Taking a look at both of these teams. On the blue side, it is Predin playing Uther, Filiberker playing an Uberak, Solid SMD playing Jaina, Aichu playing Raynor, and Muradin playing, Rizlat playing Muradin, rather. Then, taking a look at the red side, Kessel playing Kel'Thas, Mane playing the Rhaegar, Lowell playing Johanna, and Brez playing Arthas, and last but not least, Wobby playing on his very nice piggy bank, playing the Vala. Okay, let's get this game underway. Dragonshire, of course, smaller map, allowing for a lot of roaming, which is probably what we'll see happening in this game. Rizalats and Solid SMD hanging around here. Breeze as well. Not quite in the bushes. I'm not sure whether he'd planned on doing so. Condemn goes out, but really not a lot of follow-up, and it didn't hit. The shrines will open soon, so let's see what team capitalizes on that one best. Howling Blast comes out there on towards Filiberky. And that does do some damage, and Breeze is actually sticking around. Here comes another Howling Blast and roots him again. Is it going to be enough? Doesn't seem like it. Impale does come out, and Wobby will eat that one, so that did deny some damage. Okay, the shrines are open. Filiberky is slightly low, so Wobby could actually take this one pretty easily. That means it's a red and a blue shrine activated. One shrine activated for the blue team, one for the red team. So neither of them are going to get dragon anytime soon. Aichu is going to get rooted here by Breeze. Does knock Breeze back, but they might actually be able to get this shrine here, and they will be able to do so. But in the mid lane, of course, is now where the real battle should happen. As Lowell and Rizlat are, of course, perhaps going to try and channel for the dragon, but neither of them are really going to get it. Apparently, taking a look... Yeah, there you go. One of the shrines has been cancelled out. Apparently, taking a look at one of these talents, Vala is going for a Hungry Arrow build. So that offers some very nice burst. On the other side, of course, Johanna is going for some Condemn focused talents, offering some more utility to the Condemn, and then of course some extra damage as well, which is always nice. So far, experience is pretty equal here. Kessel and Mane are once again trying to get this one. Nice gravity lapse, but it is not going to cancel out Aichu's capturing of this shrine. Now Lowell moving down, roaming down there towards the bottom side. Another nice gravity lapse, and there is the Howling Blast. Aichu will get condemned inwards, and finally the Firebomb should take him out. Raynor goes down, as this should be a shrine there for the red team. Breeze and Mane now moving up there. Kessel could try and actually pick this one up. Trying channeling it. The Firebomb does go down on Resolats, and they will get themselves the Dragon Knight. Going on towards those towers, getting some nice damage on those. Lowell also trying to help out. Aichu trying to do what he can to defend it, but is of course against one giant dragon statue that is easier said than done. Kessel now trying to do some damage on Aichu as well. And they will take down those two towers. Resolats getting the stun down. Kessel being forced out of that part of the map. We'll just go down. Solid SMD is perhaps enough to defend this, since Kessel's actually pretty low on that dragon statue. And he will, however, be able to take down two of these towers on top of that. So Kessel, nice job for him. As finally they reach the same amount of talents as blue team there. Reaches level 7. There you go. So Fnatic here. Doing okay. And then Kessel and Breeze will pick up that bruiser camp. So that will push in for them. Picking up a siege camp on top of that as well is going to put some pressure here on towards Fnatic. And then Philurbic, Praedin and Solid SMD being forced to defend in that bottom side of the map, as they're really putting on the pressure with these Merc camps. Lowell, rest of the team grouping up. Oh, they're actually not going to get Philurbic and Praedin take down these Mercs, or are they? Because right now there is going to come in, there's going to be some help coming in here, and that should be enough to deter them from actually fighting over these. As right now, oh, actually, good interrupt there on towards Kessel. No mounting for him. And there you go. Level 10 reached here. Will be Blessed Shield, of course, Phoenix, Strafe for Vala, and then Ancestral Healing for Rhaegar. Only the Arthas. Oh, Arthas picks up Army of the Dead. So no giant ice dragons this game, unfortunately, for the guys who like flashy light shows. Lowell and Breeze in that mid side of the map. Resolat's trying to deter them, but here are the shrines. Will pick up that top side shrine, and then in the bottom side, Breeze is there as well. Lowell now moving in, going to try and deter Resolat from actually interrupting this one. This is ooh, actually nice gravity lapse right there. Resolat will be forced to jump out, but at the exact moment that he starts channeling, Aichu picks up that top shrine. So they'll be fine for now, and there won't be another dragon here for the red team. Ooh, actually, Jaina goes down in that bottom side. There is a fight going on. Breeze will make it out alive. So will the rest of the team. Actually getting a hold of them and really not letting go. There's 2 kills in the end, as Uther goes down as well. And Breeze and Main, well, they're doing a good job, as we do see a shift of power towards that top lane. Or a shift of a focus, rather. Now Kessel might be in trouble. Resolat trying to follow up on this one, but here's Breeze and here's Lowell. They're going to try and get the damage down. The Howling Blast is going to stop them from moving any further. But Philurbic goes in on towards Kessel. Now Kessel all alone does throw down the Phoenix, and Philurbic will be forced to run out. Breeze staying in the Phoenix. Healing comes in on main. But Breeze will not be allowed to channel here, and he will be forced to back off. But they are going to keep holding on to those shrines, so they can, in theory, indefinitely keep doing this. And here is Wobby. Strafe comes in, but he gets stunned instantly by Praedin. Muradin goes down, and Jaina goes down as well. Kessel should be able to get it, but he probably won't, because Aichu's in the top side, and he will cancel out that shrine. So they send Wobby over there, and he will instantly recapture that one. But this should probably be Dragon here, as Kessel will pick that one up. Okay, so Dragon going pretty quickly here in that mid side of the map. Resolat is not going to get caught by the Howling Blast. Philurbic might find himself in some trouble. The fort is going to go down nonetheless. And it will be Fnatic taking that one. They are almost 2 levels ahead. And they switch their focus towards that bot side fort. That one will go down pretty darn quickly. And, well, Mouse are going to try and do everything about it they can. But Fnatic really is overpowering them. And I don't see Mouse doing a whole lot against this, especially since Fnatic have the dragon at the moment. Dragon goes down. Main does not want to go down to the enemy team, so he pulls back slightly before that. And instantly Fnatic go for the siege camps. Siege camps will, the Mercs, of course, will get persuaded, if you will, to fight for Fnatic, and they'll move in towards that bottom side, putting some more pressure rather by picking up the Bruiser camp as well. And so far, Fnatic really looking dominant in this fight. On the other side, Mouse Control obviously also going for some siege camps, but Fnatic will not stop their relentless push here, and they are going to take down this tower. It's really not a lot that that Mouse Control can do about this. They will pick up some pressure in that top side of the map by picking up those bruisers, and will be forced to deal with that. But so far, with 4 members only, Fnatic are doing a great job, considering Wobby's been in that top side of the map all alone for some for quite a while actually. So they will go towards that Bruiser camp, and now Lowell might actually help out Wobby here. Maybe perhaps even look for a kill, but we'll find out. As Breeze and the rest of the team head back towards that mid lane, the Bruisers were captured, Mercs persuaded, and they'll head in towards that top side. So it seems like the Mouse Control will have to spare someone in that top side to deal with those Bruisers. But that doesn't matter because there's a Shrine, of course, in that top side. So they'll be able to probably hold on to that one. But I don't see Mouse Control enduring a lot more, many more dragons. So let's see whether they're able to capture this. Kessel now joining the fights. Both of these shrines have been captured, and it seems like Main will instantly get the Dragon Knight. No contention whatsoever, as Ochu was way too late near that bottom side and then rushed towards the mid, but really wasn't there on time. And at this point, Fnatic has got some free reign for a time here, and they are going to take down these 2 turrets, presumably. Neither of them have any ammo left, so I don't see Mouse Control stopping this push, and Main is going to go and take down those 2. Oichu, Achu rather, is trying to do what he can, but he's falling pretty low, being forced to use the healing fountain. And then Main switching focus towards that bottom side. He will fall pretty quickly. That's a nice impale, but really there's no follow-up. Gravity Lapse doesn't quite connect, so can't do anything about that either, as they do have Razlat in that top side, getting some damage on those towers all alone. But at what cost is what you're going to have to ask yourself. Another Gravity Lapse down towards Philirbique, but it won't get hit quite yet. Here's the Phoenix. They're looking for some more damage. The tower and the fort will go down pretty quickly. Dragon will go down as well, as Razlat has used that Hearthstone, so he might decide to rejoin the fight. And the moment he leaves that top side of the map, Fnatic decide to pull back because they don't want to get sandwiched in, and they don't want to get surprised by a surprise dwarf toss, but they might get so. Nonetheless, that is a good impale, but is it enough? Oh, that's a very dead Arthas, and he died pretty quickly. Fnatic trying to disengage as quickly as they can. Strife will go down. That is a good ancestral healing as well. A beautiful Phoenix should zone them out for the time being. Kessel using that arcane shield, going to try and get out. Oh, but he lands the Gravity Lapse on one of those minions, and now Wobby in trouble. Gets the stun on himself, and he will go down. 2 members dead on Fnatic, and Mouse Control get themselves some time. They obviously don't win just yet, because they're going to need some more fights, but they get themselves some time at least to claw back in towards this game, because they were behind a little. And, well, they're going to get some more experience here. And they might actually start closing this experience lead again. One of those spiders of Philirbique gets hit by Kessel, by the Gravity Lapse. Some really nasty interaction right there to stop Kessel from landing those Gravity Lapses. Lowell now trying to push out that top side. Really efficient at clearing those waves. And then they'll activate the shrines in a couple of seconds, 20 or so. And we're going to see who picks up the Dragon Knight this time around. It could very well be Fnatic, because they've been exquisite at doing so earlier. As we do see Lowell trying to scout out the enemy team. He gets found out. He doesn't want to be in the middle of 5 enemy members, as tanky as he may be. But Mouse Control are not going to let this one go easily. Fnatic does get hit by the Gravity Lapse. Howling Blast does go wide, and now Wobby trying to do what he can. Do get a little bit of a pause in here. Obviously, we're going to find out what's happening, but apparently Solid SMD is having some lag. But let's hope that does get resolved rather soonish. In the meantime, we are obviously as capitalistic as we may be, going to talk a bit about sponsors. So if you hadn't noticed already, if you subscribe to the channel, you get a $5. Is it $5 or €5? I'm not sure, but you get a 5 something. It's either dollar or euro, so not yen. Gift card from G2A for free. So you basically get your money's worth back immediately, which you can then spend on those nice games. And apparently it's euros, so sorry about the confusion right there. So if that is not a good reason to subscribe to the channel, consider that there's going to be a lot of events hosted here, and that you definitely don't want to miss that, along with the extra features that subscribing brings you. But also, if you're not really for spending money, be sure to follow the channel, because you'll get notified once there's more going on here. We have resumed the game, so we're good to go here. Fnatic holding on to those shrines. Breeze might lose the bottom one, and indeed he's going to do so. Lowell does get a hold of the top side, but that is obviously not enough to start channeling the dragon. Lowell now is going to push in those minions in the top side. Those will make sure that he gets some damage on towards those towers. But for the time being, neither of them really want to fight, apparently, because Fnatic have been disengaging so far. Oh, but this could be bad. Breeze going to throw down the damage, and so is Kessel. There's the Dwarf Toss on towards Kessel. Kessel trying to do what he can. Phoenix all the way in the backside. Jaina could be in trouble. There's Ancestral Healing on Breeze. He should go back and disengage, trying to do what he can, but the Howling Grasp really doesn't connect this time around, and Solid SMD has that Firebomb on towards him. Prading getting those heals on towards him. Aichu with the Adrenaline Rush stays alive, but just barely, and now Jaina in trouble. Prading, rather, Uther stays alive, but not for too long. He will go down. Just trying to follow his team, but he's too slow in his spirit form, so it is unfortunate for him to go down, and this is the cue. Fnatic had straight for that shrine, and they should head straight for the Dragonshire. It could be enough here if they try and interrupt that. That is, of course, mouse control, but Razalat could die for his troubles, and he will indeed. Wobby immediately going to channel for the Dragon. Filirbaki going down as well, and this is disaster for mouse control, as Fnatic will go on and storm through towards that bottom side of the map. The fort and the tower is so low. Achu going to try and do what he can to defend this one, but it could be too little too late, and it sure as hell is. They're going straight for the core here with that dragon. It is probably too late. The water elemental comes down from Solid SMD, but indeed it is too late. 60% ancestral healing comes down to keep Breeze alive even longer. 30%. Ladies and gentlemen, Fnatic have taken game 1 in this series, and Mouse are 1 game down, which means that Fnatic, of course, are 1 game away from securing their spot in the semi-finals, which means they're that much closer rather, to picking up that $1,000 prize pool. We'll be right back to see how this series concludes, if it does conclude in the coming game. But if it does, we hope to see you soon. And even if it doesn't, we still hope to see you soon. So see you in a couple of minutes.